Dhanishtha Nakshatra. So when we talk about Dhanishtha Nakshatra, this is a nakshatra which has the power to bestow fame and recognition on the individual. Dhanishtha is the nakshatra of the Astavasus. Who are the Astavasus? Astavasus are basically, you can say, 8 guardians who have the ability to fulfill any desires of the individuals who seek out their support, seek out their help. So the story goes that the Ashtavasus were brothers who were spending time in a forest and they were just enjoying themselves, doing what Vasus do, fulfilling their wishes, perhaps. And the wife of Dhyayus, who is, I think, the eldest Vasu, she fancied an enchanted cow who has the ability to fulfill any wish. And so she asked her husband to steal that cow for her. He, being their use, he thought, no, what's that? It's not a big deal for me. And he got that cow for his wife. Unfortunately, that cow belongs to sage Vashisht. And sage Vashisht was very angry when he found out that the Vasus had stolen his cow. Sage Vashisht was naturally quite enraged and he cursed them to be born in a mortal form. As a result of this curse, they were indeed born in a mortal form as the sons of King Shantanu and Ganga, Devi Ganga, Mother Ganga, who incarnated in a human form to partner up with King Shantanu. One after the other, she was able to release her children into the river and rid them of the difficulties of a human birth, and they were able to merge back into their divine forms. Everyone except one, Dhyayus, who was born in the human form of Devvrat, and he came to be known as Bhishma later on. So the Bhishma, when his mother left, Mother Ganga, his father remarried. And once his father remarried, his father's King Shantanu, when he remarried, King Shantanu was Bhishma's father. And once he remarried, his wife obviously, looked at Bhishma from a perspective of, isn't he going to claim rights on the throne anytime in the future? When I marry you, have your kids, then what? He's already such a famed, powerful warrior. And so Bhishma was not known as Bhishma until that point. He was only known as Devvrat, but he took this Bhishan, like this very difficult, promise to himself, commitment, that as long as I'm alive, I will only serve the person who sits on that throne, irrespective of whoever it is. That is what got him name, fame, and fortune. So, Dhanishtha is a nakshatra where the ability is there for the individual to rise a lot through fulfilling other people's desires, through building important partnerships, through aligning with people who are more powerful than you and can grant you, let's say, boons or favors. Dhanishta natives, Dhanishta, the name itself talks about wealth, and it talks about prosperity, and it talks about power, it talks about abundance. And that is actually what the nature of Dhanishtha Nakshatra is. Any planet that is placed in the nakshatra of Dhanishtha has the ability to give you a lot as well as provide you with the ability to give others. This is a nakshatra which is as much about fulfilling desires as it is about self-control. Okay? And so anytime you have Dhanishtha prominent in your chart, if you have your rising sign in Dhanishtha or if you have your moon in Dhanishtha, you can bet that your life is going to revolve the fulfillment that you seek from this physical existence is going to revolve a lot around your ability to control your desires, to master them. The totem animal associated with this nakshatra, the female lion, also tells us a lot about the energy of this nakshatra. So if you look at the female lion is actually who runs the pride, because male lions come and go, but female lions are the ones who orchestrate the hunt, who take care of the cubs, who are static in a particular territory. Okay, and it's, however, the alliance that she forms with the male lion that provides her the necessary protection that she needs, from other lions, from difficulties, from other predators. Dhanishtha is a nakshatra which, along the same lines, deals a lot with the themes of being powerful, being protected, okay, being stable as well. Dhanishtha people, quite often you will see that they tend to be very wealthy people. They tend to be quite famous and established in their fields. Okay, these quite often will be individuals who have achieved some level of notoriety or fame with respect to the undertakings of that planet in whichever house it sits. Okay, for example, let's say you have Rahu in Dhanishtha in the 6th house. Okay, even if you have had difficulties with some conflicts or some enemies, somehow amongst your enemies, amongst your competitors, you will find that you become famous. You will find that you become popular, that people somehow end up talking about your exploits, your conflicts, that you overcome, the fights that you were able to win, things of that sort. So Dhanishtha, wherever it is placed in the chart, will tell you where whichever planet is there placed in Dhanishtha, what has the most capacity to give you fame, notoriety, and recognition. A lot of people, keep asking here that you should talk about the moon's placement in Dhanishtha before anything else. Sure, but the entire point of discussion of a nakshatra is from the perspective of the moon. When we're talking about the planets, that's an extension of understanding this energy. But technically, when we're talking about the nakshatras, we're talking about primarily the energy of the moon being in this nakshatra, because if you have 4 planets in Dhanishtha nakshatra placements compared to 1 moon in Dhanishtha nakshatra, then that 1 moon in Dhanishtha nakshatra has just as much power as, let's say, having 4 planets in a particular nakshatra. Why? Because the moon is your mind. Okay, but yes, obviously, the more planets you have in a particular nakshatra, irrespective of which nakshatra your moon is placed in, that nakshatra becomes prominent in your chart, because it shows that a lot of your karma, a lot of your development in this lifetime revolves around the energies of that particular lunar mansion. A lot of your experiences are going to occur through the filter of that energy in your life. The lessons that your soul has chosen to learn, the clues that it needs, are going to come primarily from that particular area of life. Okay, so that was just a very short analysis that I wanted to share with you about Dhanishtha Nakshatra. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.